What's going on, Planet S.O.N family? It's your main man, JD. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button for me. This is Drinks with JD.
I mean, I've had to just, learn to adapt to, different situations. Like, I first started out, in the retail industry, and then my father ended up having a pest control company. So I was in a family pest control company for a while.
Yeah.
And then I got out of that and I got into like low voltage. So I was doing like phone jacks, cable jacks, putting in phone systems,
Wow.
living up north. This was after I left San Diego because I had my daughter, my first daughter, and then I took off out of the hood. I went straight up to help my dad with his business.
No doubt.
So I was driving.
To be a dad, you got to provide, right?
Yeah, and just trying to get my daughter a better place to live. You know what I mean? That too.
Yeah.
But it was the hustle of the business that we had.
Yeah.
So we're
At the moment.
At the moment. So I was, getting back into with my pops and stuff like that too. So I left a management position at Foot Locker. I was working at the Foot Locker and stuff like that. And I was like youngest assistant manager. Yeah. But there was like a lot of different, like there was like some racism stuff going on in that company too. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go help my pops because he just started the company. So got into that, and then after that got into low voltage, like I said, and then got into real estate.
Wow.
And then was in there until '08. Then my mother got ill, so I ended up shutting that whole business down.
Wow.
And then having to get into sales, but I got into more home improvement products and stuff like that. So I've just learned to adapt to whatever,
What do you enjoy?
whatever, things that I enjoy.
Do you enjoy like just
and it's
mixing it around?
A solution to a problem. I did a little bit of internet marketing, like SEO stuff, helping businesses get up on the top of the search engines and stuff like that. So just stuff that's fun, and
Oh yeah, that's something that I admire about you because like I mentioned, I've been knowing you since 2016 and until today, you work in a whole bunch of things and you become very knowledgeable in that industry that you're currently in. So that's pretty amazing, man. Just a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But right now, like the passion, like I said, the one industry is like we're helping out veterans and impacting lives and families. And that one right there has been one that's like a massive passion, what I mean? Because like coming from a whole military, like my father was in the Navy, third generation Navy. And then my stepfather, he was in the Iraq War and all that stuff, the first Gulf War. So seeing a lot of the stuff that a lot of vets go through, you know what I mean? And my mother also was like a support team to a lot of women while the fathers were gone and stuff in deployment.
Yeah.
So seeing this opportunity, and that's just one that pretty much I don't think I'll ever leave, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. So like I keep mentioning, how we met in 2016, right? But ever since then, I remember our first conversation about music, right? And one of our first conversations was about rap, right? But your skills are way deeper than that, right? You write, you rap, you sing, you dance. What made you interested in different aspects within music?
Well, like just loving to sing and like
listening
to good music,
everything
listening
that you do.
to good music, and then rapping. I don't know. I just like one day I was like, man, I want to write something,
Yeah.
And my friends were writing, and that's I met, man, when I got back into Shelltown in 93, 94.
Yeah.
Well, one of the rappers that hearing out of the neighborhood, loving rap music and hearing everything that was on the radio, cool. But then I got to see people that were like well-known rappers like Bulldog from 38th Street, and then there was another one named Gangster Earn.
Okay.
Like seeing them, through the neighborhood and hearing the music, and then I don't know, kind of inspired us to go out and write too. You know what I mean? But mine, I had more of I was really into the East Coast rap at the moment too. I mean, growing up on Run DMC, LL Cool J, Eric B and Rakim, all the old stuff, and man, just writing about a story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Storytelling type stuff. KRS-One, all these guys. So.
And just every aspect was very interesting.
Yeah.
It just caught your eye.
It caught my eye, yeah.
Okay.
I just kind of had that dream or whatever, but didn't never know how to pursue it, And I had homies that had studios and were DJs and stuff like that. And even back then in the 80s, there was one friend of mine, his name was Felix, my brother's friend, rest in peace. He was a teacher in elementary school in Sherman.
Okay.
And him and his brothers, they did all the graffiti, but
Wow.
the cool stuff, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And then they were bringing all that hip hop culture to the
Yeah,
neighborhood
yeah.
back
Because
when.
graffiti, I mean,
I mean,
that's a pillar in hip hop.
break dancing.
Of course.
My brothers, they were bringing out my
Yeah,
brother was bringing out the
yeah.
cardboard. You know what I mean?
It's another pillar in hip
The
hop. Yeah,
parachute pants. I was never
yeah.
a good break dancer and none of that stuff. You know
No
what I mean?
doubt.
But no, just that was just something. It was the culture, man, that we grew up in. So I just love singing. And then I guess being in one of my friends' garages, man, he had his DJ equipment set up. He
Yeah.
had drum sets and everything. We'll be over there, hanging out. And then one of the homies who's well known now in Southeast San Diego, Callis.
Uh-huh.
I just remember we'd be playing records, man, and
Yeah.
he'd just be freestyling.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where
That's what I'm talking
we
about.
started getting it going,
Okay, okay.
And then, what ended up happening with me, I ended up getting into church,
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
that was one of the things that I kind of saw a light at a time when our generation was getting strapped up now.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean? And I just started like, man, my mom kind of put it in me,
Yeah.
like kind of some common sense. And one of the things, like, I didn't want to get locked up.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be around a bunch of dudes all day, and I'm not trying to,
And plus, you have babies.
Nah, but at that time I didn't.
Oh, okay.
At that time I didn't.
Okay, no.
So, in those times, like mid-90s, it was a wild time.
So, what's your favorite aspect of being a music artist?
Just creativity.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Write about whatever.
Yeah. And express yourself.
And express
Yeah,
yourself.
create the art. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
I mean, I hear beats in my head. Like,
Yeah.
I don't play. I wish I could. I want to learn,
Yeah.
I got a little guitar. I got some congas at the house I mess with. I hear beats, and then I'll create music off of what I feel. You know, because we're vibration, man. So it's like, what are you vibing on? What are you feeling?
Exactly.
And whatever you want to express yourself at that time, man. Whatever it is, it's about the wind, the moon, the stars, whatever it is, your day. So it's like that creativity to have that control, and write about whatever. So
that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So, who were your influences growing up, music-wise?
Like a lot of old school stuff, man.
Okay.
Like I said, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Prince,
And even the East Coast rap.
East Coast rap, heavy metal. I was into metal back then too, listening to Headbangers Ball, MTV, you know what I mean? So listening to everything, I was just diving into everything. And then I got into reggae music back in the 80s. I remember my brother ended up breaking out an Oswald tape, Dub Fire.
Wow.
And that is just dub, man.
Caught you.
It just the rhythms and everything. So
That's what I'm
just
talking about.
diving into everything, Well, here's a crazy thing of where we grew up. There's a big antenna right there.
Okay.
And for years
In Shelltown.
yeah,
Oh,
it's in between.
Yes. You're right. You're right.
That's the separation of Logan and
Oh,
Shelltown.
okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
So,
You know what? I just realized that.
but
Yeah.
you know what transmission used to be off of there?
No. Tell me.
K-Sun,
Okay.
country station.
There you go.
That's why we've been battling so long with each other, having them country. So I'm playing. Country music's good, but no, that was just one genre that I didn't really mess with. I rancheras. That's probably about
There you go.
much as country as we got.
Okay. Because technically rancheras are country.
Exactly.
You're right. It makes sense. It makes sense. Okay. So I remember you let me listen to an entire album that you made with your daughter.
Okay.
Now, why was it important for you to make a record with her?
Day, go work.